What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Sports Lovers, where we talk all things sports. In today's video, this is going to be Wednesday's pre-recorded video. So today we are doing NFL post-draft rankings. Now, again, forgive me if I have the Avengers and Marvel hat on. I just saw Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, which on my other channel we review it. So go subscribe over there. But regardless, we're hopping in. We are going to give everyone's post-draft ranking, rank all 1 through 32 teams in the NFL. But first, if you guys are new to the channel, be sure to drop a like and subscribe. And if you guys can see, I have I guess you would say, a set of footballs now. So I'm getting some studio upgrades as well. So we'll be working with a lot this summer as well. But let's hop into NFL power rankings 1 through 32, every post-draft ranking. Let's hop into it. Alright, so we got the tier list here. That glare is still really bad, but regardless, I can't do anything about that. Number 32, post-draft rankings. I'm going to give it to the Arizona Cardinals. They're the worst team in the league post-draft. I think so. I think everybody can agree with me there that they are the worst team in the league right there. But next is the 31st best team, and I've got the Colts. I think the Colts and the Texans are close in that. Speaking of the Texans, 30, I am going the Houston Texans. I think the Texans are probably one of the worst teams in the league. Yes, they got better with C.J. Stroud and Will Anderson Jr., but they're still struggling in a lot of places. That's why I'm putting them at number 30. Moving on, though, 29, I'm not going to have to give it to the Commanders. I think the Commanders deserve that 29 spot. I think that most of you can agree with me there as well. But moving on to 28, I'm going to give it to the Tennessee Titans. I think that the Titans are the 28th worst team in the league. Yes, they got better with Will Levis, but how much can Will Levis produce this coming season as well? And they have lost all faith in Malik Willis as well. Moving on, though, to the 27th team in the league, I'm going to go Rams. I think the Rams are, yes, they still have that same exact team that they got, but I still think that the Rams are one of the worst teams in the league coming post-draft as well. Moving on, though, 26. I am going to give 26. Let's see who I'm going to give 26 to. Probably I would have to go the Bucks. Yes, they lost Tom Brady. That's a huge part of last year. But still, they still have Chris Evans. They have Mike Godwin as well. Or Chris Godwin and Mike Evans, excuse me. They still have Leonard Fournette, I believe, too. And they drafted a quarterback as well. So maybe they will be halfway decent this year in the NFC South as well. But moving on to 25. And 25, I am going to have to go Falcons here. I am going Falcons for that 25th spot in the league. Yes, I think that they can compete in the NFC South, but the NFC South really isn't that good, let's be honest here. And it's the Falcons, so we don't know what the Falcons are going to be doing this offseason, let's be honest there. Moving on, though, you have 24, and I'm going to go with the Chicago Bears. I think the Bears are the 24th best team in the league right there, though. Moving on, you have the 23rd best team in the league. I am going to go, this is tough. I think I'm going to go Green Bay here. Green Bay lost everybody except for Jordan Love pretty much. So, therefore, that is why I'm giving them the 23rd spot in the league. Moving on, though, you got the Broncos. I'm going to put the Broncos at the 22nd spot in the league. Granted, they got Sean Payton, so maybe they'll get better, but I still don't see this team going very far either. Moving on, though, you have the 21st best team in the league. And that is where I am going to be putting the New York Jets. I think they're just above the Packers and Broncos because of the Aaron Rodgers trade. Someone in the AFC East is going to have to suck. I believe it's going to be the Pats just because of what they're doing. But I think that post-draft rankings-wise, the Jets are worse than the Pats still. Speaking of the Patriots, I'm going to be putting the Patriots at number 19 or at number 20th in the league as well. I think they could still do it with Mac Jones, if I'm being honest, but I don't know. You guys will have to let me know on that one as well. Moving on, though, you got number 19. I'm going to go New York Giants. Did you guys see where the Giants did decide to extend Dexter Lawrence as well? But I'm putting them at 19 because they drafted Jalen Hyatt out of Tennessee, who is really, really good. That's why I'm putting them at 19 as well. Moving on from 19, you have number 18, and this is going to be tough. There are so many good teams in the league. I think number 18, though, is where I'm going to put the Pittsburgh Steelers because the Steelers did get better, but they're still one of those iffy teams as well. Moving on, though, you got number 17, and that is where I'm going to be putting the Oakland Raiders because of the loss of Derek Carr, but they gained Jimmy Garoppolo, who I think is a really, really good player, but you guys can let me know on that as well. Moving on, though, the number 15th team in the league, I am going to go the Chargers. I think the Chargers are just outside of the top 15 in the league because of that playoff loss. Obviously, this is still post-draft, but I still think they're just outside of the top 15 teams. Moving on, you got the number 15 team, and I'm going to put the Panthers at number 15. I think we got insanely better on the defensive side and the offensive side. Jonathan Mingo and Bryce Young did really, really good. Jonathan Mingo, Bryce Young, DJ Johnson, and Zavala all look to be studs. That's why I'm putting them in the top 15. Moving on, though, just above that, I'm going to put our rivals, the NFC South, the NFC South, the New Orleans Saints. I'm putting the Saints at 14. I think they're better than Carolina. Obviously, Derek Carr. They've got all the talent in the world. Can they just condense it into one? Moving on from the number 14th spot is the 13th spot. And here, I'm actually going to put the Miami Dolphins. I think the Miami Dolphins are really, really good. Tua. If Tua will play this year, I think they'll be very, very good for them. And they will be one of the top 2 teams in the AFC East. But speaking of AFC East, that is where I'm going to be putting the Buffalo Bills. I think the Bills are one of the better teams in the league, but I don't think they're top 10 because of what they're doing. They just don't really look like a top 10 team to me, though. Moving on from that, you have, what is it? I can't remember what number, but I'm going to be putting the Detroit Lions at number 11, just outside the top 10. I think, actually, hold up, we are switching the Bills, putting them in the top 10, and then putting the Seahawks. I completely forgot about the Seahawks. We are putting the Seahawks in just outside the top 10 because I think they are going to be even better. They got JSN as well as Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf and Geno, and they got a backup quarterback for Geno. I'm putting them at number 12. Moving on from that, though, you got number 9, actually. This is where it gets tricky, but I am going to be putting the Minnesota Vikings. I think the Vikings are very, very good, and I think they're going to win the NFC North. I think a lot of people, yes, are picking the Lions to win the NFC North, but the Vikings still have Jake Jettas. They've got Kirk Cousins, Dalvin Cook. I could go on about who they have. Yes, they lost Adam Thielen, but still, I expect the Vikings to be a top threat in the league this year. Moving on from that, though, you got number 8, and this is where it gets tough as well. I'm putting the Browns at number 8. I think the Browns offense... Now, disclaimer here. The Browns will go number 8 if Deshaun Watson can play and get his crap together. That is where I'm leaving it at that. If Deshaun Watson plays, they are number 8 in the league. I think it's no question about it. But if he doesn't play, then you got some issues there. Moving on, though, you got number 7, and I am going to go Ravens. I think the Ravens, with signing OBJ this offseason and signing Lamar Jackson to his extension and getting Lamar Jackson some weapons post-draft, I think they deserve that 7 spot if you ask me. Moving on from that, though, you got number 8, and this is where I'm going to be putting the Jags. I'm going to put the Jags in the top 10 because I think the Jags had a really, really good season last year. I think they got better post-draft, and I think the Jags can be one of the top teams in the league, maybe one of the best. Now, moving on to top 5. Number 5, I'm going to be putting the Cincinnati Bengals in the top 5. Their offense is really, really, really good, as always, per usual. I think you guys can see where I'm going with this. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase. I mean, the list goes on and on. They've got star talent wherever. I'm putting the Bengals at number 5. Moving on from that, though, number 4, I'm going to be putting the San Francisco 49ers at number 4. They always have a really, really good squad. That's why I'm going to be putting them at number 4 because of their really, really good squad. Moving on from that, you got 3, and I'm putting the Dallas Cowboys at number 3. Their defense is a stud. Micah Parsons is a stud, and he's switching positions, so that's going to be even worse for teams in the NFC East. I'm putting the Dallas Cowboys at number 3. Moving on, though, the 2 Super Bowl champions, or the 2 Super Bowl players or teams will be getting second and number 1. I'm going to put the Eagles at number 1 and the Chiefs at number 2. The Eagles got better. That is why I'm putting them at number 2. But let me know what you thought of the power rankings in the comments down below. But anyway, guys, that is going to be all for my post-draft power rankings. Let me know what you thought of the video in the comments down below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe. And I will see you guys in Friday's video, which is going to be a special video that is coming out as well. But that is all, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.